Let me just give it a share. There and there. What was right? There we go. And run to my channel real quick. Neil scrub dates. Herpy squirp on the shrippy side right there. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait, hold up a second. My bad. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Freedom Forum, brought to you by yours truly, Yo Guardsman. And happy August Day. August. I'm aghast with the August. All of a sudden, you know, one of that asshole that keeps on showing up now. All of a sudden, like, he come in with this humidity and just said, fuck what you think. So I says, all right, mighty warm. Oh, good old-fashioned hot, as it were. And I know Louisiana's feeling it way worse than I is. By the by, how you, KP Heathen? Good to see you. Good to see you. I am working on some things here. So as you can see, I am making a sheath for Mad Chad out of some of this leather I got for my birthday, because I already fixed up what I wanted to fix up for my birthday, which is pretty interesting in itself. I'll get to that in a second. But, you know, I says, well, man, you said it to the man. Do it. And here you go. I'm already working on it. I saw the size of his blade in relativity to his arm. I looked at my arm. I says, all right, just about an inch over, because I'm going to think on, you know, the man's larger than me, right? Well, you know, he's got longer arms than me. So I'm going to think a little bit off. If he feels it, he can cut it off. And on the inside here, just like the Cherokee tradition, put an extra layer of leather in there, and that is as a skid. So when you put the blade in, it doesn't cut through the leather on the outside. It keeps that leather nice. And now there's two ways I could do this. I could cut a belt hook in it, or leave that up to Shad to do for whatever side he want. And all you need to do that, brother, is a utility knife. Just make sure you line up them holes right nice. And I would suggest keeping it, as you can see, up underneath of this, if you're going to do that, so that, you know, by you don't end up accidentally shearing your belt because the tip gets caught in it when you go to sheath your knife. But I think that once I'm done with this and it's all molded together and good and taut, this right here would be just something good for you. And it'll keep that blade from getting all nicked and scratched and messed up. So I figure I'd do it, you know. Why not? I got the materials. I says, well, the man has done me right and solid in the past. It would behoove me to be just a little bit kind. So I says, well, here you do. It's just a start. Work in progress, but it will be done. Now, other things I've been working on lately. This sucker looking pretty nice right here. I do says myself. Oh, Gosh, this is a big and heavy one. I just got done with this about a day ago. In case you were wondering what I was doing all day, how I could be on my phone and doing something else. Now I'm gonna get this lit before I do this because I don't want to be chucking ash on certain things. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Get Josephine out the way, yeah, so she don't get nicked up or beat up. All right. Now, this right here, I've been setting up for the past couple of days. And as you can see, I got the molding right. I got it right and perfect and beautiful on there. Oh, let's see if I can get that in the picture there. So, as you can see, I got the molding of the actual gun into the holster, did it water molding, so it's a lot harder and it's a lot more resistant. And that's the way I'm going to do this sheath as well, is that it's going to be water molded, and being water molded, it'll be much heavier. So it'll be more resistant to whatever Shad puts it through. Then, of course, this thing has an overflap right here. I did most of the stitching by lace. And then what I did is I did a loop through and cinch taut with just a simple hitch, a simple full hitch on it. And then I took in between each full set of full hitch, I went and I tied a reef knot so that it has that extra added something there. And that goes down to here on each side. That gives it what in the Old West they would call flutter. Now, flutter is big when you're trying to break up your outline. So this is good for breaking up outline. That's also what all these are for right here. So also what I've done is I took and made a wooden toggle for if I'm out there and it's raining hard and heavy. Take this wooden toggle, put it through the top flap, pull it all the damn way through. Not easy. Oh, but now with that wooden toggle in there and that leather line, as you can see, not only would that hold the pistol in, but it would also resist the rainfall for quite a bit. So there's that. And then, of course, had to put a leg tie on there. It is a hog leg after all. So the simple way of doing that is a loop on one end and a twin tie on the other. And this is what you tie with here. And this is what you tie to. And then, of course, I got this all set up on the other side here. So I got powder, and then I got ball, reload, all that fun shit in order to work on the pistol and whatnot in there, bore butter and everything. Hunting knife and proper canteen. And I've been working a lot on getting all this, getting used to it, wearing it around the house. You don't just wear it out in the woods. You wear it around the house. You wear it into town. You wear it this here. You wear it there. Because why? Because it becomes a part of you and you no longer feel the weight on you. That's why. Every day's a training day until the bullets start flying back, right? That is why if I'm in a town, say in a really bad part of town, mind you, I wouldn't do this in a nice part of town, but in a really bad part of town where I know it's not the nicest of kind, what I do is, or, if I'm here at home and I need to be able to draw for possibility of bear or whatnot coming in the backyard. I put this here flap down inside, quick tuck, old cavalry style. And then Josephine sits in here just like so. Secure and easy. And I could jump around. I can, scoot and whatever. And that pistol is going nowhere. That's the whole idea behind that. That's why they done it stuff like that back in the old days. Now, if you want that kind of quality, you either got to do it yourself or you got to go to some really high repute saddlery and whatnot. And that's why I got real good at it. Now, where did I set my ladder? Oh, there we go. Why, thank you, Widow's Diary. Garrett. People are literally dying or collapsing from the heat. A UPS delivery guy was caught on camera delivering a package and collapsing at the person's front door. Wow. Yeah. Here's what his eye says now. You'll notice this whole, climate change BS. What they put all the fear in of God on you right now is that it's new to us. Well, it's not new to the human species. We evolved literally through the years, going through at least one that is in actual biblical record. Okay, so if we're talking, that particular cycle, then we can go through another cycle. Whereas, the planet's the planet itself runs on cycles. So, this is nothing new. This ain't something that, the planet's experienced before, or, this ain't something that the planet has not experienced before. It's not something that the planet will not experience long after we're gone. But I don't think that, that it has anything to do with us specifically. And yeah, we don't drive climate. No. We can goof it a little bit. We can kind of steer it just a little bit. But we ain't fucking capable of doing that shit. Changing the whole climate because of like different gases and stuff. No. The planet has a way of correcting. There is tons of oxides already caught up in rocks, and those rocks are being churned inside of the planet and heated up and melted off all the time. And then those oxides get pushed into the air and rain back down on the planet, and you get a chemical soup on the planet. It evens itself out. There is no fucking way that you can actually make a difference. Good try, though. Yeah, because that's something that's funny right there. God help us all. See, I know this is in sarcastic kind of BS because this motherfucker's literally taking a plane to them damn conferences. And I mean, not a small one, neither. We're not talking about like, a Cessna or some shit. We're talking about motherfucker got like a G6 or some shit. It ain't no small plane. So yeah, all that bullshit is just fear mongering, fear porn. Don't fall for it. What I says is like you should be ready for is just come what may. Hell, that's why I see the threats at my door and I prep accordingly. Should those threats become graver, well, I got something to build with. See, that works down the line. It ain't so dire as I gotta be, oh my God, terrified now. Yeah, all these threats are at your doorstep, but as long as you stay ready, they're not going to be there long. They tend to shy away from good and strong opposition. So, anywho, I'm gonna get back to this. Y'all have fun in the chat, and if you want to come up here, just let me see your face. And by all means, we'll sit and chat. We'll talk. Whatever. Have you a beer? Sit right here. Chill under the tiki umbrella. Or out by the woodshed. Oh. I just love these freaking irritants. You know what I'm saying? I says to myself earlier I was going to get things better set up, but hey, don't worry none. I'm not ignoring y'all. Like I said, if you want to get up here, get up here. I'll put the headphones back in. Where's leather powered leather drill, hand powered. Just a hollow ground screwdriver. Now, I'm just going to bevel it by taking and turning this thing around in a circle and chopping it out like so. It's really hard to see, but as I go in a circle, I twist in the opposite direction of the circle, chopping it up and beveling the inside of it so that the line passes through without a fight. And it stitches up nice, and I can also do like leather lace behind it. That way it's both strong and good looking. And I got a little bit of leather lace left somewhere. I think it's in my drill bag. I did this. Leather lace bound looks a lot nicer and it feels a lot nicer. So yeah, there's the old that sword as I was talking about. Now I just got to make the oyster shell on the end and knuckle bow and whatnot. She's ready to use. Although using her, there's another thing. FSP, good to see. How you doing? Everybody say hi. Hi. Ooh. And then the other side. All right, so to find out where in my archives I've got the addresses at. I may have to have Mad Shed send me those addresses again, so as I could send them his stuff. And this is just the easy part, you know. By comparison to forging a blade or forging axes, this is the easy part. Ooh, there we go. Just tedious as fucking hell. Beautiful. Now, for the stitch. This is fun. So what I got to do is, in order to get this stitch pattern, it's going to be fun. Let's see. I'm going to take from one side, I'm going to push it through. And I'm going to keep that loop on the other side while I keep a loop on this side. And I'm going to back and forth through that loop and then pull taut. Watch now. I'm going to put this on here so as you can see it, because it's not easy to do otherwise. See here. So go here and there. Giving yourself enough room. Hold it with your thumb. As you can see, take this piece, push that through the hole. Now it's tensed. Well, it was tensed. It doesn't tense, and you just push it through. Now you see, I've got a whole loop here and a whole loop here. Now, in order to make this, I simply go with this piece here through this one and back through this one and pull taut. That there makes a good seam, and it keeps the stitch on the outside of the seam, so it's never exposed to any sharp edge should it ever be this thing never be used otherwise. And then just wash, rinse, repeat a fucking lot. This is how the Native Americans did it forever. Pick up whatever tool is close by. Of course, they had specialized tools that they made for this, and they always carried them around. So, but pick up whatever tool is close by. It works. And yeah, they called it sinew. As for what I'm using for sinew, I am using 550 paracord insert. It's actually pretty tough shit. And it'll hold up as a good solid foundation because I don't have any natural sinew hanging around. Had I some natural sinew, I'd be doing it in natural sinew. However, what I've got is this and some of that lace. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a spiral after I'm done doing the stitch. But I'm going to do that spiral after I've already done the water mold. There we go. Yeah, I think you would call it a saddle stitch, I'm pretty sure. It's a pretty old school little stitch. Used it for years on stuff like this. On this side, right. Because that helps keep the tension all the way down. Okay, so this here. I'm getting there. There we go. Got 3, maybe 4 different layers of leather type to go through here. You got the first layer, which is nice and soft. Then you got the next layer, which is a little bit more of a bitch, but not that bad. And then you've got the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th layers, which are all a bitch, and you can't really tell the difference between them all. All right. And so, yeah, if you didn't know, I am making a sheath for Mad Shed at this moment. Because I noticed his sheath for his sew was getting a little shabby. Needed some joy in his life. I says, well, I got some extra leather. Here you go, brother. Take a few days off to get my head straight and do some leather work. Yeah, that'll do. All right. So now, oop. Here. That. This is the tedious part. It's a royal pain in the ass to get it right every time. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And it's warm enough. I'm sitting here blowing. It's a warm one, yeah. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take 5. I'm going to grab me a beer. And who the fuck's coming in, yo? Oh. I'm joking with you. I'm having me a good time. So, yeah. It's a good warm one. Ah, fuck that. It's hot. All right. Be right back. I'm grabbing me a beer. Don't do anything queer while I'm gone, yeah? Oh. Nice. Hair's moving at least. All right. All right. That's up to you, cuz. I says, don't waste don't waste it if you're not gonna, if you don't want to. Don't waste that, but it's up to you. I'm having me a beer. Yes. Refreshing. I got a lot more stitches to go. This has got a lot of working to get back into it. I may have to trim this one. Hoping not. I think what I really want to do is just water mold it and set it between a couple of pieces of 2x4s and just clamp down as with all my might, everything, just clamps and just everything that I can go on it, and just all the force, and squeeze it flat. So I think it will line up. So I did cut it as freaking straight as I could. So yeah. Oh, don't do it for me, shit. I'm sitting here just getting things righteous. I'm getting, my gear set up right. And I'm getting at what my promises are out before I go really, do a woods run, if you know what I'm saying. Get out there in them woods, do some videography of myself up there in the backcountry bayou areas. Find some real backwoods country. Which ain't controlled privately, which is going to be difficult, but it can be done. So here's hoping. I want to get out there and get my dog out there and get him running and learning. And I want to set up, a couple of quick poppers on some tripwires out there and get him to learn them tripwires. That way he's even more queued up, because you never know, but that's one of them first things that people would be going towards is like, well, I know how to make a trigger for a tripwire. I don't know. Go for it, and then they go and they do this shit. They do this shit for around their little homeless encampments or whatever, and end up, blowing your ankles off. So I want my dog to know better. Well, hey, cuz.
What we have here is failure to communicate.
And now for the comedy power hour.
Some men just don't get it.
Let me see. All right, I'm gonna do the quote perfect impersonation as best as I could do. What we have here is failure to communicate. You see, some men you just can't reach. So we get what we had here last week, which is the way he wants it. Well, he gets it.
That's it. That's it in a nutshell.
I don't like it any more than you, man.
That you hit it on the nail head, cuz.
The best impersonation I could do of the man. I mean, he did a damn fine job of that. I don't even remember what the actor's name was. It's just like that role was so iconic. You can freaking remember them, and just everything he did.
That's off of Cool Hand Luke.
Yes, sir.
And then Axl Rose took a clip of it for his song Civil War.
Yes, sir. So yeah, uh, quick shout out to Axl Rose on two accounts. I don't want to get copyright strike, and on top of that, dude, fucking awesome music. You know, you got to remember, I do happen to have a voice. I know how to use it, and I know how to use it in ways that would make people look at me like, dude, wait, are you one of those Sasquatch we've been hearing all those years?
Well, you now have Josephine, and I've got Victoria.
Yeah. I'm gonna be setting her. I'm gonna be setting Josephine up with a coming up soon. Like I don't know when. Don't set me to a schedule on it. It'll happen when it happens. But if it happens, because I might end up having to make it myself. But I'm thinking on setting on a uh another cylinder and a shorter barrel. Just on the offhand chance that perhaps, you know, might want to carry it as a belly gun or something.
You can acquire both of them.
Mm-hmm. Shouldn't even be a problem. I was watching some of them Outlaw Josie Wales clips at Pale Rider, which is actually part of the series if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Pale Rider is part of the Outlaw Josie Wales series. There's a whole series of it.
Are you boys gonna pull them pistols, or are you gonna whistle Dixie?
Let me see if I can get it. Well, you boys gonna pull them pistols or whistle Dixie?
My favorite was the axe handle.
Can't beat a good piece of hickory.
That's what you call knocking some sense into somebody.
Yeah. You'll notice that in Pale Rider, the he goes from moving his mouth a lot when he speaks to having his mouth move very little when he speaks. And it's right around the time that they started filming the axe handle scene. Because what ended up happening was he got popped in the mouth with one of those axe handles because he wasn't quick enough on the jump to block the axe handle, and dude accidentally popped him in the mouth with it. Broke his jaw. That's it shows up in the movie. If you watch closely, you'll see it. Like the scenes that they had actually done a lot of the scenes out of sequence. So when they nobody could leak what's going on in the movie and whatnot, but
well, don't they sometimes they film them all over the place, and then they got to dub it and edit it to put it all back together again, or something of that course.
Yeah. Well, that's why they call it footage, because you take certain feet measurements of the picture, and you'd splice that with the different takes and whatnot, and that would be how you'd reel up a full reel. Nowadays, we don't do all that. We just digitally here, there, and whatnot. But back then, that's what they were doing, and they couldn't really digital his face to be the same way through it at the time. I'm sure they could probably do it now, but dude, it's such a classic movie, and that little bit is actually a part of the cult following. So now it'd be stupid to take that out.
I think you're probably like I am. If I'm going to remember Clint Eastwood after he's gone, it's going to be. I've always known him to be a Western dude. You know what I'm saying? Even though he played Dirty Harry and all that other stuff, I always see him with a cowboy hat and a set of boots on.
I will remember Clint Eastwood for three things. Josie Wales. Gran Torino.
Pale Rider.
Just like the different series here. We're talking Josie Wales, Gran Torino, and actually a movie he directed, didn't even star in, Flags of Our Fathers. That movie right there will literally set you on your ass and make you want to just, humble yourself before God. Because holy shit.
Yeah, there's another one that people don't think about very much is Heartbreak Ridge.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I will say that Flags of Our Fathers, that was one of those ones that just set me down real quick. It says, no, you don't want warfare here. You don't want warfare anywhere. Stop fucking fighting.
Do you know the very first time he appeared on television? You know the name of the show?
I do know it was Johnny Carson show.
It was a television show called Rawhide. He played Rowdy. He played Rowdy Yates
before he ever did an interview or nothing like that. Because his first one he did an interview on was Johnny Carson show. But yeah.
But the first time he was in public view was Rowdy Yates on the Rawhide.
All right. I work with that.
He was
That's something I did not know.
The cowhand, or whatever you want to call it.
Now, bits of our history.
That was back in black and white television.
Bits of our history that we done forgot. Because we're so caught up in modern day consumabilities and living our lives, and we forget about history. Fucked up part of it is that you are part of history, whether you like it or not. Now, you can choose to affect it in an appropriate manner, or you can choose to not affect it, or you could choose to affect it in an inappropriate manner. That is up to you. My suggestion, try to be on the good side of history.
In order to understand our future, we have to look at our past.
Aye. I'll drink to that. Honest to God. That's right there. That's what's up. Those of us who do not learn our history are doomed to repeat it. And those of us who do learn our history are doomed to sit by and watch as these dumbasses repeat it.
You mean that French guy, Mr. Dumas?
Mm-hmm. He had a lot of kids,
A whole shitload of them. A whole tribe of them. How you doing? My name's Bubba.
So like I said before, anybody who is coming in new, welcome to the Freedom Forum. Here we just cut loose. We do whatever. We have ourselves a good old time. Just 2 rules, no bullies, and no porn bombing. That's it. Have a good time.
And don't pay me no mind, because I'm just part of the furniture.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of goofballs over here having ourselves a good time. Oh, so what we call Southern flavor. At the same time, my family come from all over, all sorts. So, the only reason that I picked up the Southern accent happens to be because my grandmama, she comes directly from Camden, Arkansas. And that was just like one of those kind of smack across the face.
And mine and Blaine's blood crossed somewhere along the line, way back in the older days.
Mm-hmm. I think it's funny because John Black didn't have any kids till he got to California. But my direct relation to him, far as we could tell, didn't come from California. They came from West Virginia. or up there in North Carolina.
West Virginia, that's some Appalachian hillbillies.
Mm-hmm.
The Scottish, the Irish.
Yeah. I got that on my daddy's side and on my mommy's side. Like it's just weird. Like, welcome to the super melting pot that is the United States. I mean, you're gonna meet
I don't
people that look like all
I
different
don't know.
fucking best heritage and backgrounds and whatnot, just kind of mishmashed and globbed together. That's what I is. Funny
I
enough,
don't know.
I
I
am
don't know
the
if you
most southern freaking Cherokee man that you ever meet.
well, I know I've got some Scott Irish somewhere along the line because every time I hear a set of bagpipes, it almost runs like a weird chill up my spine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I'll say, look, when it comes down to bagpipes, it doesn't matter what heritage you come from, because either you were from the Scottish, and so it was, it sends a shiver, a pride down your spine, or you're from some other country and it runs a shiver of terror through down your spine. They used to call them for the ladies from Hades. And yeah, on my mama's side, I could trace my lineage straight, which is crazy as fuck, but I could trace it straight back to James James Charles Stuart, Prince of Scots, but better known as Bonnie Prince Charles or Bonnie Prince Charlie. So yeah, it's just like what things that you can do, man. Like you just you know what you're doing,
That's
genealogy
where
and
my
such.
that's where my father's side came from. Cuz was from Scotland, right on the Scottish border.
Yeah, Stuarts were lowlanders, but
I'd be blimey ages coming at your ass.
the Stuarts were lowlanders. But what can you say? They were all right, Uh, at the same, they were also, Charles was a James Charles was a dumbass, and I will concede to that. He was an absolute fucking retard. He blundered a lot of different battles, and
The Scottish and the English didn't get along.
no, never, and there's a good reason for that. The Scots, back during the formation of England, the Scots were their own people, and then in it was like 14 something. The Scots were subjugated, and they weren't subjugated. They were just basically sent a treatise that said, you guys are our subjects now. And the Scots said, "Oi, fuck you." And the treatise went back and forth for a while, and then it erupted into a huge war that they call the Scottish Civil War. And
then William Wallace come along and kick some English ass.
Oh, no. We're talking the Scottish Civil War. The Scottish Civil War lasted for another 200 years. Then, after being conquered the first time, then came about William Wallace, who said, this shit cannot pass. It's about 1699, 1600s, maybe not 1699, but, about the 1600s. He says, this shit cannot go. This shit will not pass. You're done. And you could take every fucking one of yous and walk right the fuck back across that goddamn bridge. And if you come back, we're going to kick your ass. and let me put it to you fair and easy. You can kiss me under the kilt, motherfucker.
And then after Wallace, Robert the Bruce was a puppet, English puppet king for Scotland.
Well, no, Robert the Bruce was inspired because Robert the Bruce was not a puppet. Prince Charlie was a puppet. He was a fucking idiot and a puppet from the word go. And he made the situation worse. But, Robert the Bruce actually fought for full independence and gained full independence for a period of time. Then the English came back in, said, fuck all you this and whatnot. And Robert the Bruce fought them back again and then died on that battlefield. And it passed down through the Stuarts because Robert the Bruce was one of the last of the Bruce that carried the crown of Scotland.
I thought it would always be cool to go back to Scotland and rebuild one of them old castles. One of them old abandoned castles and rebuild it again. That'd be cool as all get out.
Some of those castles are sacred family land.
Yep.
And if you even move a stone, just one, it can get you real fucking hard time.
Well, there is a couple of them that are up for sale. You could buy them and then rebuild them.
There is that, but I'm talking about some of the others that are just they're family held. Okay,
but some of them are national landmarks.
Some of them are national landmarks. Some of them are held by the clan still, and those clan marks, you cannot move a fucking single stone, or you risk, physical repercussions.
Well, I thought it would not be nice to sit in the Abbey and drink my coffee and watch Nessie swim by.
That'd be nice if you could afford it. I mean, holy Lord. That there is, that's a whole nother deal. We're talking Loch Ness, the Abbey at Loch Ness, which is Glenmorsden or Glenmorsby. I can't remember which one. I like I said, I got freaking dyslexia, metroslexia, all sorts of lexias in there, freaking messing up my lexia. You know what I mean?
Don't feel bad. I got CRF.
Well, yeah, I'm a fool. I'll just says it like that. And I saw this meme on the internet now as I think about it, because I mentioned, don't get in front of a bull, behind a horse, or anywhere near a fool.
Well, there seems to be an overabundance of fools nowadays.
I mean, I act a fool, but I'm not really a fool. Y'all know that.
I'm talking about the genuine, the
village idiots. Yeah, there's difference. Them folks is like, I sit back and I go, look, y'all call me dumb because of my southern accent and whatnot. Son, I'm what you call an educated redneck. I run circles around you.
Where's
Grant,
Houdini?
good to see you.
Where's Houdini?
I put him inside where the airs are moving and staying cool and whatnot.
Is he being a Gucci?
Yeah, he's being a Gucci. He's being a Gucci Poochie. Yeah, for sure. Because when that moment comes and you get the chance that says I told you so, I don't think you're going to want to. But it's coming here soon.
What's that?
I thought I mentioned that. The whole, the economy is going to fuck you so wildly you ain't going to be able to buy a fucking slice of bread with a goddamn wheelbarrow of money. Yeah, it's coming soon.
Oh yeah, that shit's coming. You want to see Gucci Poochie?
Where's the jingles doing? Hi. The jingles. He's a cutie puff. Cotton ball with
He's
eyes.
passed out. He's passed out.
That's all good. Much love, Mr. Jingles. We all love you.
He done ate his damn dinner. He's gone.
Yeah. I put Dewey aside because I was worried about him. You know, be it out here with all this excitement, all these extra dangerous things around, you know, wood, this could fall on him and kill him. Poison sitting around, this could freaking kill him with a single lick. I mean, gunpowder sitting around, he slap his foot paw down too hard and end up with a freaking hole through the pad. You know, I says to myself, all right, no, look, we'll put you inside. It's not because I don't want you out running around getting your exercise. It happens to be because you have a fetish for coming into the freaking shed while I was sitting here. And you might end up, pardon me, you might end up, making yourself not welcome.
I can't
Not
see
to
the
mention
chat.
there's a lot of leather around.
I can't see the chat, cuz.
Yeah, it's all good, cuz these are the only ones that's come up late.
I guess we're like Baby Huey. Nobody wants to play with us anymore.
Like Pee Wee Herman. One little motherfucking mistake, and everybody turns around and goes, you fucker. I'm joking. Like, if y'all don't know, when I was a kid, Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse was my shit.
I remember when him and Roseanne Barr got stoned and got busted for damn streaking through some damn where.
This is the man that got like his only other real public indecency was getting busted masturbating in a freaking in the
movie theater.
In the movie theaters. Yeah, he got caught masturbating in the theater.
He got caught choking his chicken.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Sorry, y'all. I had to cam off for a second because I got a vermin in my backyard, if you know what I'm saying. He done tripped my alarm, and yeah.
Well, if I hear a loud boom, I'll know what that is.
I ain't shooting vermin with Josephine. I'll do that with Dangerous Freedom first.
If you shoot the vermin with Josephine, you're going to find body parts in the next county.
Exactly, which is why I ain't doing that. Yeah, it looked like yonder squiddle done freaking squiddled off. He said, no, I don't want that smoke. I'm good. He says, no, I'm out. Motherfucker, I says, no, you getting up in my garden. I'm gonna turn you inside out.
I've been seriously considering building me a small year-round greenhouse.
That's not a bad idea, cuz.
A small one. You know, I don't need no big industrial grade one, you know, just a small one.
Right.
Something I could pick tomatoes and bell peppers in January, you know.
Right. That's what I'd done too.
I think fresh vegetables the price of them are eventually gonna go through the roof.
Yes, sir.
Anybody that could look, because you know as well as I do anything agriculture, it takes practice. Because it's like you know as well as I do. You know, you just don't put a seed in the damn ground. It takes a lot more work than that.
Yep.
You know, you got to learn the seasons, the type of plant, you know, the way it reacts to certain things, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
The salt, the type of soils, the acidity, the alkalinity, you know, the numerous amount of things you got to learn.
Yes, sir.
So planting the seed is the easy part. Correcto mundo.
That is correct.
And then I add Mother Nature and the elements.
Yeah, like I got right now, the damn squirrel won't pop his head up.
The bugs and the varmints that want to attack your garden.
Yep. This little
But
bastard is getting in the pond and whatnot.
But I had a greenhouse at one time years ago, and I'd like to build me a smaller scale because the one I had, well, it was humongous. I mean, I could have parked my truck inside of it. But I'm going to downsize it, you know, like I don't know, 12 feet long, maybe 8 to 10 feet high.
Hey, cuz, carry on. I gotta take care of this. Any fun? Little bastard got away. Oh, now get these things back in my ears.
Now, I got a question for you. I'm computer illiterate. Which is bigger, a megabyte or a gigabyte?
Megabyte. Now, that damn fucking squiddle done come out the woodwork. I'm gonna have to wait till he come back. And see, I got this problem where he'll come in, he'll try to attack my chickens. Like, if he gets a wild hair up his ass, he's gonna come up in my chicken coop and start attacking the chickens just like the rats will. But he'll do it more often than the rats will.
It's like we were talking about before. Those rats are not stupid. They're street smart.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And that's why, as I said, you know, I might have to end up shooting something here in a sec. Yeah, I'll go back, but you know, I had one riffle here, the other riffle over there is waiting in the wings because I may have to actually do something here in a sec. That's all the only reason I put off the camera, because it's like, you know, Screw Tube gets their panties in a wad. Oh my God, he shot the little squirrel. Wee. No.
You got somebody that came in. You got somebody that came in free from Fetters Grove.
Yeah. Fetty, he's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Apparently, he's in excruciating pain.
Yeah, I feel him. Like, dude, whether it's the sciatica or, you know, he accidentally got bit by one of them brown recluse, not brown recluse, brown widows. They will give you the same freaking symptoms of being hit by sciatica. Just wherever the limb is attached that it happens. I got hit right here in the arm, and my thumb, if I lay on my thumb for any amount of time, I can't feel it for like 5-6 hours. And all the way up in my neck, there's a vertebrae that just kind of just squashes down and sandwiches on the side because the muscles get so tense. And can't fix it.
Me and you were talking about that earlier today about, you know, all these critters out there. Yeah, when you walk out the front door, Mother Nature wants to attack your ass. You know,
I learned a long ass time ago, because there is one thing that you can count on, and that is that Mother Nature wants to kill you. Don't fool yourself.
Yeah, bingo.
Mother Nature wants to kill you. Hell, I done got hit by that freaking brown widow myself, and it just, ooh. Man, and they live everywhere that humans do. Eric, what's up? Good to see you. Cheers, beers, even though I ain't got one right now. Fucker's empty.
You got KP, Heathen, and Grant too right above them. I just
I've been keeping eyes, because I just like I said, I had to go and shoot them damn squirrel. Dude, they do damage. I can't even describe how much damage these motherfuckers do.
Grant looks familiar. I've seen him in another live stream somewhere.
Yep. Well, Eric, we've seen him all over the place.
Well, we see Eric all over the damn place.
Aye. So as I says, you know, the man is constantly around, so got to be happy about that. I appreciate you, Eric. Thank you for coming by.
I like to hang around with Eric when he goes to them flea markets.
Some of the shit that
Yeah,
you get up to, I swear.
that's where you find all that good shit.
Right.
Yeah, them mom and pop flea markets.
Eric, don't tell me you moved to Canada. Be sitting there telling me sorry for shit. Well, what you sorry for, son? What you done wrong? I don't think you did shit.
My
That's what
phone
it
is
is.
telling me I got 3.5 gigabytes left. What is that?
All right. So basically, because you got to click off here, because otherwise you won't be able to pick up, videos or stuff like that or watch anything on the YouTube. So yeah,
Oh, once it shuts down, I won't be able to do nothing but talk to text you. That's it.
I know it. That's why, as I says, it's best if you cut that
Well,
now.
I'm gonna hang out for another minute at least.
Hmm.
At least another minute.
I'm just saying, it's up to you, but you ain't gonna have nothing left if you do for another month.
Where you at, Eric? At work?
He's everywhere.
I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere.
So yeah, I was kicking some ass while I could, as it says.
You gotta do what you gotta do, cuz.
Yeah. Funny enough,
What?
this here is actually calming and enjoyable. Even though it is a pain in the ass.
Well, I thought I'd come up and aggravate you for a couple minutes because I knew I was only limited for so fucking long. But
Well, I know it. I appreciate you, cuz.
one of these days I'm
Thanks
gonna
for
fix
coming
this
by.
shit. One of these days I'm gonna fix this damn gigabyte problem or megabyte or whatever the hell it is.
Tell a squirrel to run up the tree with a freaking wire shoved up its ass. Go full analog.
Hey, next time I'll shove a transformer up his ass. Well, be good, cuz, and I guess I'll chat at you later.
All right.
And say bye. Bye.
Bye.
The black sheep. Bye.
As it were, as you were. Now, oh, nah. There. All right. Yeah, there's my cousin. Some of the crazy shit that we get up to, I swerve. As it were, I gotta set this up. I gotta do all this. I gotta do that. I gotta run for old Mad Shad because I'm making this here sheath for him. I says, well, I got all my gear set up. I got everything set up for what I might need. Time to look to what others may need. Inner circle, outer circle, and beyond. Doing for my mama, doing for my friends, doing for my family. It's always what it is. If you ain't grinding for family, then what you grinding for? If you ain't grinding for friends, what you grinding for? Because I'll tell you this about money. It is paper. It is. Dust on the wind. Leave your legend. Not a simple stuck in place ideal. Leave your legend. If your legend is, I was a man who worked fucking hard every single day and I busted my ass to make it so my kids had righteous, my girl had righteous, I never had to worry for nothing. I had everything I needed. Then get, do yours, to get yours. But as I says, have that little bit on the backside just in case you might need it. As wise I do. As wise I get it done. I work for others. I work for myself. I get everything I can together, and I try to survive. And that's the way as it works. Once I got myself on and right and happy, I can see to others. And that is that extra little bit. That 110%, not that 100%, but that 110% my daddy was talking about when I was younger. Doing the 110%. See, my dad, he used to say us, a couple things about working. One was 80-20. Get the work done, most of the hard shit done quick with it, in highest volume as you can, and then turn around and do the easy shit last. That way you're doing 20% is not all that much, and 80% still ain't all that much. Every little bit counts. Every stitch in a rig makes it work. Yes, morals and values are worth much more than fiat currency. At the time that we live, fiat currency pays the bills, it buys the meat, it gets the coffee in the coffee pot, and it makes the fucking Boilermaker. But in the future, now, we may not have such niceties. We may be sectioned away to having to go back to the original blood, sweat, and tears for everything you get, and, blood, sweat, and fears for everything you don't. Hard work originates in that area. A lot of folks don't know that. But history has a funny way of teaching you, even if you don't want to listen. History has a funny way of kicking you in the balls and says, because you didn't learn this in high school, now you got to deal with it in real life. I am so happy as I learned this stuff when I was just chilling, just a child, just a kid, getting her done. All the small shit that was ever needed to be done. Learned how to do it before I was even old enough to be working. Then when I walked out into the world of working, folks looked at me and they says, "Can you do this?" I says, "Yes, sir." Instead of, "Give me about 5 minutes so I can figure it out." There's one thing as I could say is I was real happy about that. My daddy gave me all he could. My mama gave me all she could. All them little bits helped. my uncles, my aunts, everything from family, from friends, it all came together to make a big, happy, fix up. It made it so my life was easier. And I'll say that for anybody that has issues with their life. Remember where you come from, because that is going to give you the foundation for where you're going to go in life. You might meet people all throughout your day who are, great influence, but never forget where you come from. Where you come from is going, like I said, it's going to dictate where you go in life, and it's going to make it easier or harder depending on how you react to it. The world is not a pretty place. It's full of fucked up people that do fucked up shit all the fucking time. And they're never going to be nice to you. The ones who are nice to you genuinely want to be your friends for the most part. The ones who ain't, the ones who's fake, well, fuck them. They ain't worth a goddamn anyways. They ain't worth your time. They ain't worth the crime. They ain't worth everything you put behind it. Like I said, never forget where you come from. Life has a funny way of biting you in the ass when you do. And that one goes through. I need to pull this back through those two. And then pull that taut, pull it all taut down. Come on, Lee. Damn it. I needed it to go tighter than that. Further down this thing than it were. Come on, fucker. I don't want to do. Damn it. It will not do. That's not good. Shed the excess. And through here. And then through there again. Come on. Lee. There we go. Get that there. Pull that taut. Extra round. All right. And then one more. Because otherwise I won't get straight to it. Stitches I'm looking for. All right, now. Okay. That does it. All right, now. Got it stitched. Got another maybe 10 more to go. But yeah, as it were, as I go, I get her done. I don't just sit on my ass. I don't just do this either. I do all sorts of fucking shit. Most of it's by hand. A lot of folks anymore, you want high fucking quality, you go by hand. Everybody else, they do this super fast manufacturing, and I'm like, that's gonna fuck shit up. You watch. You're still gonna have to hand polish here or there. Otherwise, it's gonna fuck shit up. Oh shit. I feel like I done been hit by a freaking freight train. Bending over and that microscopic here, there, and everything work, you know. And this heat and humidity, man, for some reason, just like this time of year, it's that all of a sudden, like, we'll get hit with the humidity, then we'll get hit with the heat again, then we'll get hit with another dose of humidity, then it'll be deep rain. Like, and you know, it's almost predictable. Almost. Some years you get, like I said before, where you get that first day of rain and it doesn't fucking stop. It is constant. It never fucking gets up until the next year comes around. And you don't even get snow them years. Other years we get this kind of really fucking hot winter, you know, summer with lots of humidity bursts. And it'll fool you into thinking that it's the winter that's going to be the, you know, winter and all winters. And then there'll be nothing. But just rain, constant fucking rain. Once it hits that, I mean, we're going to get a couple more humidity bursts before that. And what scares me about these humidity bursts is that it can cause atmospheric lensing, which will cause wildfires. And they'll just blossom out of nowhere. And you'll think it's fucking, you know, directed energy or some other shit. Like, you know, it looks like it, but it ain't. It's just the atmosphere has this little bubble, and that little bubble is enough to says, all right, fuck you and everything that you're standing in. Because of the way that the sun shines through it. It's like using a magnifying glass, but a big old fucking magnifying glass. And it can cause a whole place to just heat up right quick. And that's something that we experienced a lot down in Blythe, was that same atmospheric lensing effect. We'd end up having fires all the time. If you look back through my videos, there's a fire that happened, you know, it was a fair big fire, and it wasn't even it weren't started by a hobo. I went down there and I looked, and no, weren't started by a hobo, weren't started by a homeless feller. You know, I was down there at night doing my freaking rounds and shit, and no, there was nobody down there. This motherfucking fire started from what they said. You know, once I confronted them about it, they said it was dry lightning. I said, now don't be a fool. Dry lightning only has a certain amperage, so we have to also look at mitigating factors, such as the lensing effect that Blythe experiences. Blythe has a humidity level that is far outside of what is normal for a desert condition. You add to that the fact that you got, you know, dust in the air, and you've got this positive, high, you know, high positive, high negative potential just in the air alone, and friction happening between the dust motes and the water molecules and all that. And okay, I could start to see where you get enough heat going together, and then on top of that, just enough electricity. But, you know, we're talking lots and lots and lots of time doing that. All right, Eric, you have a good one. Thanks for coming by, y'all. It's much obliged. Much obliged. See more cannabis. Yes, I'm about to see some more. It says, for those who are in Hawaii, happy late 420. I'm chronically retarded as it goes. Now, as I was cutting, other than that, goddamn hairball. Oh, I got a couple of things to go running through and doing. I got, more than a couple of things. I got projects out the ass that's going to, run into several years from now, just in this backyard alone, and get it done. And then I don't know. I think I might end up going on the road, just because it's not. And they want to make it so that we can't travel. They want to make it so we can't move out of state. They want to make it so that we can't do this, can't do that, can't do none. I says, well, son, same thing that Geronimo said to to General Lowe. That was for him. That was for the horse that brought him here. As well as I says, giggle with me, kind of. But yeah, that is for him, and that is for the horse that brought him here. Fuck them both. Hey, I make these jokes. They are jokes. Please don't get offended. If you get your panties in a wad, well, you're gonna have to talk to God about that, because I got nothing. All right. No, I'm not apologizing for it. If I have offended you or your nation, well, I'm gonna point something out to you. We were already enemies from like the fucking word go. Y'all called us fucking blood traders, and then said, if we see one, they die. Even the half breeds that didn't have the fucking choice in it, this, that, and the other, didn't have the upbringing either. Yeah. So, yes, I'm going to fucking make jokes. If that offends you, too goddamn bad. There's your trigger warning. I'm going to make all sorts of jokes. And I'm going to make jokes that are going to offend people that didn't even know they could be offended over that. In the words of Mark Dice, I'm going to paraphrase, because I do have to paraphrase with that. If my words offend you, then I did something right. So, you heard about what went down between the Choctaw Chiefs and the Cherokee Chiefs, right? During the Trail of Tears, the Choctaw Chiefs turned around to the Cherokee Chiefs and said, "See, I told you, fucker." I'm sorry. Like I said, it is going to offend the fuck out of you. It should. I'm Cherokee. That should offend the fuck out of you. If it doesn't, there's something wrong with you. You're a stone-faced fucking killer. I'll put it that way. But it is supposed to be funny. Look, I could put this burden away. Stop being butthurt on my behalf, yeah? Oh, give me my fucking rainbow back, damn it. It's a fucking symbol of happiness and truth and freedom, not pride. A proud man stumbles hard. A humble man stumbles and gets back up. Cherokee proverb. See, these things are actually taught to me by my grandma, by my great grandma. All right, by my family members. You know, they carried on that oral tradition. It was a situation of, later on in life, you're going to have to carry on these traditions. You're going to be this wealth of knowledge because we're not going to be around forever. I says, well, shit. Better learn now, better learn fast. Think about it, I learned most of this shit when I was a kid. I didn't get to learn this shit when I was an adult. Like, folks say they talk about, oh, well, it's all these new things and all this extra and whatnot. And look at the internet. I'm like, hold up. You realize I'm Western Band Cherokee and Eastern Band Cherokee. Because if you look at where a Kiwakonke tribe, their land is, it spans both sides of the Appalachia Divide. Western Band Cherokee and Eastern Band Cherokee. And the trip of it is, to me, is that, thousands of years of families intermingling. They married for love and for their dedication to the family. That's what they married for. The Cherokee people were not what was it? Like this beyond freaking whatever. This beyond nuclear family. Now I don't know what the fuck to call it. The matriarch declared war. The patriarch was the one who led the freaking troops in. Like, truth. The way that it worked. And the matriarch had to pray with the shaman to find out if war was something that was worth. And this is a big deal. I got taught all this shit as a child. I learned it and turned around and said, "Oh, that's good information. No, it's good to remember your heritage. Good to have both that oral tradition and, the fact that the Cherokee have a lot of writings. Don't just freaking listen to me. Look at the Cherokee writings. They have one of the few written languages in the Native American world. One of the few written languages actually written down and has a phonetic relation. Can actually be called a true language, a true written language. Let that fucking blow your mind. Cherokee people are fucking smart motherfuckers. Chemists, textiles, textile manufacturers, craftsmen, historians, and extremely open-minded people. Willing to look at the world through anybody's eyes, so long as those eyes had a good brain behind them. Another real trip there, man. You trip out on that shit. Oh yeah, if you didn't know. Wehachine, Owene, Aswene, As Lataninis the Waji, Kohokiani. Yes, I am actually Cherokee, and I did learn how to actually speak Cherokee. I am also Italian, Scottish, Welsh, Irish, Dutch, German, Polish. My family tree looks like a brush fire. My family tree looked like a brush fire. I saw that kid, cause he showed me that little bit. And yeah, big shout out to Kicking Horse. Big shout out to Kicking Horse, because he did that like on the fly. Just he spoke all of his lines on the fly. He did everything in the field. He was what you would call the ultimate in just being genuine in acting. It was strange because he didn't, just like with I guess with Iron Man, with Robert Downey Jr. He said that his personality was pretty much Iron Man, and Iron Man was his personality. You look at Kicking Horse and the way that he played that part in Josie Wales. Now, there's some at. He said he did all of his lines on the fly. He did everything with all just by feel, because it came natural to him. Because he was playing the part of a Cherokee Indian. I mean, at what? Like, can I get another one there? So yeah, I got all that wood piled up over there. Now, as it's getting in the cooler parts of the day, I think a little bit I might just end up starting up that chicken run. I also gotta go and then order for the brackets to put the rest of the posts up, but I could get the run started so I can start visualizing the rest of it. But damn, these days have been hot. Like, if you know what it's like being in an atmospheric lens, it's like being under a magnifying glass. It's one of the trippiest things I've ever experienced, but they happen all the time. And they used to happen quite a bit over Blythe, California, for some reason. I think it had something to do with the area's humidity. But I'll be fair and honest, that slung me for a loop. I did not realize it could get that freaking warm that quick and then chill off that quick up here. And that's mostly to do, like I said, with atmospheric lensing. That's where you get the perfect constraints of air current, dead current, basically. You're not getting any kind of wind interference. You get an influx of humidity. And then you have just the right magnetic reliance around the area around you to create basically a sharp lens by the way that the particles interfere with that magnetic loop around the area that you're in. Because where I'm at, there is just enough of a hillside right here. It creates a magnetic lens, but the way that it does is that the lens comes up out of the top of the mountain. It's electrical, it's magnetic, it's the same thing. So it comes up around out the top of the mountain, big old freaking loop. And what that does is it pushes all the atmosphere up and around the top of that magnet, that electromagnetic loop, basically. By making that slight compression there, and it's really easy for planes to ride along the top of it, but also that dense area in between the air above it and the air below it makes it so that the sunlight coming in hits that and then redirects so that it comes in at a different angle. And so now it's drawing more energy from the area around as well as directing in. Acts like a gigantic freaking lens. That's why it's called an atmospheric lens. And it has to do with the shape of like the mountains or the shape of the valley that you're in, depending on where you're at. If you're on a specific side of the valley or if you're up one side of a mountain, you're not going to get as much of that lensing effect, but you will get some of it. Just a little bit of a smart knowledge. Now, for places as are flat as a fucking frying pan, you have to realize that the curvature of the earth creates its own lensing effect. And that those differences in densities act like a Fresnel lens. And that's also how that works. Electromagnetic and relates to gravity itself, creating a difference in lensing effect. So at certain times of the day, you get more heat versus less heat because it's got to travel through less, but at the same time, you're also getting from over here and over here. Okay? Around your curvature, you're getting in that way. It's a long story and it's not to scale. Don't think of that. I'm just trying to explain the theorem. The theorem behind it is that when this sunlight comes in, it directs in and refracts and becomes more potent, which is why we see glowing atmosphere, like, bright blue versus seeing perhaps, dark black with just, that star sitting way the fuck out there somewhere. It's because of atmospheric lensing. Difference in density creates a difference in lensing effect. The way that light passes through that can be measured. I think they actually came up with a specific ratio for the densities, and the air current in particular will affect the lens's shape. So at the end of the day, when you start getting the cooling effect, the hot and cold, where it starts moving the air around, the lens will start to wobble. and you won't have so much of a lens as you'll have more of a refraction pattern. And so it draws down the amount of light that actually comes in. But it also puts off a lot more infrared heat during that morning and evening point, where the sun is coming in this way or the sun is coming in this way. So, you got to think big on this scale. You got to think real big. But the astrophysics of it, the theory is sound. The light does come in on a different trajectory, and it concentrates at the ground level. So, in relation to which way the sun is facing, or the Earth is facing the sun, that's where that lens is going to have more potency. Now, and on top of this, because of the reflective activity of certain gases, and then these certain gases are not, I'm just going to point out right now, water is the most reflective atmospheric gas. It's supposed to be up there. It's why we can breathe. As human beings, this is what clears the air. It's the water in the air. But anyways, the atmospheric gases that make up the chemical soup that we are living in, of those, the highest amount of retaining energy and re-emitting it as infrared is actually water molecules. It's not because of the hydrogen density. It's actually because of the oxygen density, because oxygen really sucks up energy quickly. It's very energy hungry. Hydrogen is not a very energy hungry molecule. It wants to let go of energy really fast. It just doesn't like it. But oxygen likes to hold on to energy. And that's why water has more to it than methane does, or, some of the other ones. And carbon dioxide is up there because it's got the two oxygen molecules, but at the same time, you got to remember, one's lighter, one's heavier. H2O is actually, funny enough, lighter than carbon dioxide in a certain density level. If you're talking vapors, H2O vapor is lighter than carbon dioxide vapor. It's kind of funny how they act, because as a vapor, carbon dioxide is lighter than H2O is as a liquid. And H2O is not as dense as carbon dioxide is as a solid. So the funny thing is you can make the little fountains and all that because of that cool little bit of science. But I wanted to point out that little particular ratio between the differences in state of matter is what gives us the different relations in how these energies work according to the molecular retention of atmospheric energy, being, from the sun, from the ionosphere, from the cosmos, and what have you. If I were to write down the logarithm, it'd be a sumbitch. But to go into it, the atmospheric density relates to exactly how much energy is being still related in the form of visible light and infrared light, which infrared is what is going to heat up the area more. Okay, that's going to be sucked up by other water molecules and, help them to just gather energy and turn more into vapor and whatnot. And that's where you get the densities and humidity back and forth. is because of the amount of water vapor versus the amount of energy. Did I bore you? Sorry about my nerd out sec, but I just wanted to point out, that these things, they do exist. And so it will warp your mentality. And most human beings live around these zones where you are at most influence to these atmospheric lensing effects. It has to do with the contour and shape of the ground. It has to do with what is in the ground. It has to do with how that relates to the overall electromagnetosphere and the solar heliosphere. All the electromagnetics relate and how they interact. Some interesting shit that I learned when I was younger, and now as I'm getting older, I'm watching some of these other folks kind of catch up as far as, solar physics and whatnot. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm way behind on terminology, but I've got the sound physics right. I ain't got my terminology right anymore. I got to go back and do some more study for the freaking melon. Terminology has outpaced my knowledge as far as, the standard physics and the additional physics, the observed physics. Ow. You ever have your ass fall asleep? Sitting so damn long, your ass falls asleep. Yeah, I'm on that level though. I'm thinking I'm gonna get up off my ass here and I'm gonna go start and back to the grind and whatnot. I just, I want to give a shout out to Free from Fetters Grove, brother. Whatever the situation may be, our prayers are with you, For real. Hey, we're with you. Amen. We want you to get better. We want you to, fulfill your dream. That's what it's all about. And so, we pray to whatever God's ancestors, what have you, that we pray that, divine healing wind comes to you and aids you in your abilities and your way. Helps you to heal, helps you to find what you need to heal, and helps you to have the humility to accept that as it comes from whatever source it may. That'd be my message, Whoever's got the, they know what they're doing. They're talking to you. They're keeping their mind on you, Listen to them, folks. They got love for you. And the Lord works in mysterious ways, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it, the highest God, the Tutioi, depending on where you're from, what you know, what you believe, and I'm not even speaking on Middle Eastern. I don't know myself. I don't know enough. But all the different gods or whatever whoever you pray to, have your prayers for Fetty. That's a raw motherfucker and he's righteous. And he needs us now, I've seen that dude do some stand-up shit, and I've also seen him the motherfuckers come at him. He's straight up. He'll let you know. Like, dude, don't even come at me. There ain't no reason. So, you know, I got nothing but love for that man. He's straight up. He's righteous. Big major shout out to Fetty. Free from Fetters Grove. Look him up. Look him down. Like, you know, be with that. Man's got a good message. And a lot of the time, he's got a lot of stuff for you to laugh at. He likes, you know, he's there to entertain. He loves everybody. Good dude. We all like good entertainment, right? Man's got some, you know, we all got our quarrels in life, but you know, man's got a way of looking about it, and has got his head on straight for it. So, you know, I just says, you know, you learn some shit from this man. You learn some shit. And I beg you learn. I mean, I'm learning things I didn't even know. I was like, probably going to have to freaking go back and, like, you know, add those people to the freaking description or some at here before I'll get off. Because fucking, now what I know about copyright law is way more than I used to. Thank you, Fetty. Bruh. They've been hitting me with all these different copyright strikes. I'm sitting here like, why? Dude, I'm giving shout outs. I'm giving all this extra knowledge. I'm saying what's up. I'm saying this, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden, like, right, I get this next copyright strike. I'm like, wait, no, dude, I was running this like, you know, like DJ at a radio station or something, you know. I'm doing the shout outs. I'm pointing out who these people are, you know, go check their music out, go check out the band, go to, you know, learn who these people are because they're part of your heritage and history as Americans and you know, as listening to English rock, listening to American rock, listening to, you know, rock and roll around the world, listening to country from around the world, listening to rap from around the world. I mean, these people are your people. Music is the international language. As much as I know, it is the international language. So, you know, yeah, I've done some things. I got to go back. I got to do a whole bunch of extra editing, working this, that. Yeah, they used to be like, guys, look, I did not know about this little freaking quirk. I had no idea. I do apologize. I will go back and I will go do this. I done fucked up because there's a couple of things out there, you know, I understand now. I get it because I didn't do that little @ symbol and then their little on YouTube. Like, what? This is all this extra new shit to me. But yeah, you're right. Look, I'm pointing out, you know, it's all for entertainment purposes and education purposes and to be, you know, just being on the up and up. But like, dude, I'm not trying to sit there and point, you know, says, you know, this is my content, you know, back the fuck up. No, hold up. I'm trying to get the word out on these other folks. I go check these people out, go listen to their music, go be part of. I listen to them every day. I like their music. It helps me get through the day. It gives me go, you know, it's got my go juice in my back pocket. Good music keeps you working, keeps you going righteous. And I love good music. I use my phone for my YouTube for that. You know, like I bust my ass, but I get her done. And I also get her done because I'm not thinking about everything else. The music is a medicine on its own. Things as I learn. But yeah, I was trying to give these folks shout outs. I just guess that I goofballed it somehow, I guess. What? A small little an @ symbol and missed it. I got to go back and do all this extra. Son, you realize how fucking hard you're making my life, and I ain't trying to be nothing. I ain't trying to do nothing. This is just me dumping, you know, shit on the freaking interweb saying, hey, motherfuckers, what's up? That's who as I is. You know, you ever meet me in life, maybe you know who I am now. Just because I'm out there all the time in public and I don't bother nobody. I have nothing but love for everybody, but you know what? If you fuck up in my rare instance, I might just turn you into goo. I mean, we should all be so. Hold ourselves to a higher standard. And so I learned it. And I learned it sometimes the hard way. And I says to others, you know, learn what I learned the hard way so you don't have to learn. You know, you don't got to learn it the hard way. Learn it the easy way. Take my advice. Do not fuck up on certain shit. You know, do the research. Because that shit literally fucked my life over forever. And I says this to all them YouTubers is out there that, you know, you listening or whatever, you ever, you know, come by my channel or whatnot. If you use someone else's content for any reason whatsoever, just fucking add them in the title, because that fucking just, that bothered me. It puckered my asshole and sat me down hard. And I needed to learn on that. And I thank Fetty for what he done for that. Because, dude, like, yeah, I'm fucking guilty as fuck of that. I didn't even realize. I had no idea. I'm like I said, I was giving shout outs, I was trying to give credit where credit's due, but like, damn. You know, if you share it in the community post, if you use it in a stream, and this ain't even for like monetization. If you ever get monetized in the future, or you know, just other little fucking quirks of that little damn, oh my god, it made me nutty, and it's making me nutty so much that my dog can tell. He can hear it in my voice. I tell you true, it made me crazy, because I'm looking at this, it's like so goddamn convoluted. I'm like, dude, how is an average Joe supposed to actually catalog his life? Because that's what YouTube is built for. Like, we're here, you know, we're here to catalog our life. This is our autobiography, in other words. So my question to y'all is why then would why would it not be, you know, just better for ease of use? I mean, I'm sitting here talking, and you hear me talking. I give shout outs to people, and I says, it bothers me though. Like, why does it have to be like in the title or in the description? Like, why does it have to be there? Because you got to remember, don't they says like everything on the public web is admissible in a court of law. So it'd be the same way in either in a criminal court of law or in a civil court of law. It's all admissible. My question to therein is, why then does this become an issue for, say, if you are giving said correct shout outs, like I said, it's like, you know, this is such and such band, this is their such and such song, or, you know, this comes from this particular feller's video, this, that, and the other. This is when they filmed it. This is when they did it on YouTube's, where I picked it up, and, you know, this is the best knowledge as I come by on this. Why is it then that, you know, this particular review of theirs, of their content, then becomes a questionable situation, because I've already therefore given that particular of the verbal, which if taken in the transcripts on, you know, in the auto closed caption thing, it should pick up what I'm saying, because I try my damnedest to enunciate for what it air, you know, and it's not like I'm a dummy. And those who are listening to me can understand what as I says. So when I says, like, you know, I'm giving this shout out to this particular band, this particular song, because I like this song because it inspires me. So this should then translate to as, this is a part of my autobiography. These people influenced my life. Okay. Why, therefore, does it become that I have to also put it in writing, or in digital writing, as it were? Because when you look at it in a nutshell, even when there's, you know, all the AdSense and all this other shit going, which never would happen on my channel, it just says, but because I won't monetize the damn thing. Just why? If I want to make money, I'm gonna trade something. I'm gonna, you know, sell some at. That's how I do it. If I really am hard up for money, I'll do something like that. I'll sell my books. I'll sell, you know, I'll trade out some things, or, you know, I'll take a donation because somebody liked the knowledge that I was dropping or whatever. But I don't do the whole monetization thing on YouTube's, because I want to be able to say what I'm going to say, and be damn the consequences of it, because there is no consequences, because I steered clear of those consequences by doing certain things in a specific manner, such as, because I am not monetized, people are going to see my videos long after the fact. They're going to be like, oh, hey, I just saw your videos. I was like, dude, you got a sense of head on you. You got a sense of head on you. And I can listen to what you says, because you says righteous. And yes, you've got, you know, your accent does kind of bubble through and do different things and whatnot. But what you're saying, that has some profound measure. And I'll need to listen to that, because it's something that I could learn from. There are certain things in this world that terrify you. And why be terrified? Don't get scared, but get prepared. What was it? It was the Boy Scout said, you know, Boy Scout motto, always be prepared. I'm just saying, you know, the greatest preparation on the planet is knowledge. The second greatest is strategy. If you have knowledge and strategy, you can start on the others, and it will get you somewhere. If you have knowledge but you don't have strategy, you won't know where to start. If you have strategy but no knowledge, you might know exactly where to start, but you're going to be absolutely behind everybody else. So both at the same time. It's important. Learn strategy, learn knowledge. Both. And when I says knowledge, that's what is there for you to absorb and educate yourself thereby. The things that you can learn from what is there, what's in books, what's on the interwebs, what's everywhere. Learn everything you can. Every little tiny tidbit helps. I mean, I learned this trick for making a sword sheath from watching a feller from England. Feathering the edge of it, I can get this to curl just enough in the sheath pattern to where it will hold the sword and hold it just happy right where it's supposed to. So sheath for the sword. That is coming. I'm gonna be building a whole lot of stuff. Like there's going to be a lot of stuff getting done. Just today, I went and I got myself a Hoppy's number 9 gun cleaning kit for the keeping Josephine nice and clean. And also cleaning up my air guns. I need to go get some scrub brushes and a couple of bullet jags and bullet puller, so as I can get stuck bullets out and whatnot. Always lots of fun. Such is life, though. I'm going to learn this pistol. I'm going to get myself righteous with that. And I'm going to do everything as I can to get myself set up and on point, back up and running again. Because I've been operating with about damn near nothing. And now I got everything just dumped on me. Like, here you go. Here's all your supplies. Here's everything you need. I'm like, well, fuck. Now I got to get off my ass. Here we go, I guess. Yeah. I as you can tell, I do not want to get up and start working, but I know I got to before the nightfall. So thank you all for listening to my chunning, and thank you for coming by to the old Freedom Forum. I hope that you were educated or what have you, some way or another. Hope you learned to get yourself in gear, get everything righteous. And oh yeah. The honorable mentions, I got to put that into the edits as well. What else was I saying? Anybody else's content that I saw used up in there? General academia, but yeah. That's no day. That's general knowledge. General knowledge is covered under copyright law without any further mention. Wasn't it? I might be wrong on that. That's something you could help me with, Eddie. I don't know that much about that one. I'm not that classified, cleared in copyright law. I could probably, I could probably get you off on a gun charge, but I ain't that great on classified, copyrighted and whatnot. And you are a certified paralegal, so I'd lend that over to Free from Fetters Grove. Everybody know Fetty? And I think that I'm pretty sure that's it. Oh, because I was showing off one of their pistols, and it was my birthday present, so I wanted to show them the holster that I made. That's a good idea. I'll throw that in there because I did show off that pistol. Yeah, this here live stream has gotten really long because I'm sitting here having to do the extras here in the studio and what heard not. And I'm not clicking off the live because I want you to see how much of an ass fucking this is. This is a pain in the ass, man. You're sitting here just like who else did I I mean, this is what now that as I know the law, this is what I have to do. All the extras, it's like, oh my God. Ermagerd. No, it's, not that, I'm trying to, what's the word? I lost my train of thought. It derailed. Hang on while we get it back on track. It might take a crane operator a couple hours. Yeah, I got to go back to those other videos and old videos and do all that fun shit up. Hey, Alice, good to see you. I just found out a bunch of fun shit from Fetty that I got to go and do. And when I says fun shit, I hope y'all know I ain't talking about something that's actually fun. I am talking about the pulse log through the gates of absolute hell of legalese background bullshit so you don't get a freaking lawsuit in the mail. A what? I ain't making no money off yours anyways. It's just I'm just spreading the information and says in what. You say what now? He says I got okay. I got to do this though. I got to do this because I mentioned these folks. I says okay. Well, this has to come up here. In the description, you'll find these people's names. At the moment, I do not know their channel handles. I will have to work on that later. As I said, it's a lot of freaking background work that I got to do. And this is all about, mind you, I already had a beer. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm having to do this, mine. And I'm not thinking like, but you can get in a lot of trouble if you ain't thinking about this. And it's like, wow, Dude, I'm not trying to do all that. I'm just looking for a simple life, but I want to catalog my life, you know? I want to point out, you know, these are the people who's influenced me. These are the people that are part of my life, you know, and I don't want to have to sit there and put an @ symbol and this person's name and this person's handle and you know, where you can find them on Imgur and Tumblr and Twitter and you see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to just to talk. All this extra fluffle on it's impeding my First Amendment, which is to specifically speak and be heard, to have freedom of assembly. That is, whoever I may wish to speak to, I have the ability to speak to them, and that is on all fronts. If I do not wish to speak to you, then we have the ability to part ways, to split the sheets, to be gone and on. And it don't need to be nothing else. It don't need to be nothing different. I don't need to be going and having to have a fist fight with you because we can't get along or agree. I'll put it that way. Son, if we got to catch hands, I'm going to says it now. I can handle. Can you? Because I know I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to fight fair. I'm not going to fight nice. I'm going to fight dirty as fucking hell. And that's how it's going to be because that's all I got left. I have been stabbed. I have been shot. I have been blown up. I have been fucking in more vehicle wrecks than you have fingers. I have been thrown from a moving vehicle. I have been fucking thrown off a cliff. I have been almost consumed whole by a whale. I have been freaking been overturned in the sea by a submarine's wake. I can go on all day. Near-death experiences I've had. God don't want me and devil can't have me, son. That's square. So that's why as I've been working my ass off, just try to make a little bit of peace and quiet. A little bit of happiness. And that's why when I was sitting there, I was thinking to myself, I was like, now there is a concept I could throw a poem together about. That I will read to you. That is something y'all don't even know. Like, I put that together. I was like, that is a poem for the ages. Like, that's a warrior's poem right there. So where as I says it? It's right here. It's called The Devil May Come. The devil may come. Until he does, I shall operate as if he won't. But be prepared for when he does. The devil may care, but upon that day I shall not. Otherwise, for what have we fought for? I salute the flag and that holy contract of man, the highest law of the land. I'm a warrior in the garden, a storm in a teacup. Therefore, the devil will come and he will face me. That you may avoid his fiery stare. When you see that rock that bears my name, tip your hat in pride and do not be ashamed. For there I faced him, and there the devil will come no more. that is just it came to me on a whim, just like, damn. But yeah, that was a poem that just, I was like, I know some folks that'll be loving that. That's right there. That's something that walk you right through the depths of hell and be like, not today, Satan. Okay. The list is getting long but distinguished here. Whoops. All right. I did that wrong. Okay. Oh man, I'm starting to get bleary-eyed with all the people I'm having to add up in here. Just from making a joke now. You see how we're stick how I you see how restricting this is. I'm having to sit here, and most of my time is, here, let me add this feller, let me add this person, let me add this person. Oh, and you won't come up, Alice. You can. It links at the top of the old chat there. But yeah, I'm wore out. I already done, like, we are at 2.5 hours. And I ain't trying to go for no world records or nothing. I'm just having me a sit back and rally. So here we are, Tuesday, August 1st. All right, Alice, if you want to click off your screen or not, that's up to you. All right. Hello. So here I am. I'm sitting here chain smoking. My bad. I'm trying to just, make it. I'm trying to make my way First Amendment only and all that. And I look at this and I'm like,
the easiest way to deal with what I don't know what's going on. I've been so busy. Man. I just got off work. I got my Georgia hat. You like my Georgia hat?
Yeah. Watch the description real quick there, Alice. You'll see what I mean.
Bam, 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 bam. I wanted to sneak up on you, man. I seen you was live. That's it. Let me holler at you.
Well, thank you.
So what's Fetty got going on, man? Is this that DC Irish stuff?
Oh, everything that evolved from it. I says to myself, you know what, dude, look, this is overwhelming, and the fact that the things I learned.
All you got to do.
No, I just want to say, the things I learned from what happened with all that, and with what has evolved from that. I've had to sit back and totally recalculate and recalibrate because of what's been going on. Like, you know what? Wait, if this is I'm just going to go off of what Fetty says because he's certified paralegal. And I listen to this man. I look at what he says, and he's legit. He's shown across the board. Hey, I am legit. This is my proofs. And you know what? Fuck it. You want to see? Here's what. So I says, all right, I'm going to listen to this particular piece of advice because it makes sense. Also, I did not realize that this was actually part of the 107, copyright 107. If you have somebody on your panel, if you have content from someone on your panel, or you have content from somebody else's video while you're doing one of these videos, then you have to mention them in some way, shape, or form, or you can get a copyright strike. And most of the time I do it with shout outs, but I've been realizing more and more that it also has to be in writing. And that was according to Fetty, is like, yeah, it has to be in writing. I'm like, oh, damn, I didn't do that. I'm going to get my ass in trouble. I'm trying. But this is just, this is one of them, pop, wake up, get a hold of yourself. It was a moment of clarity, as they say. So yeah, I had to throw that.
Best way to deal with it, guardsman. The best way to do with it is like put a disclaimer up.
Alice done dropped out. Look, I got a disclaimer up right here. All right, all content utilized by this channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and are the rantings of a crazy patriotic bastard. Listen at your own risk. But that's just one of my fun banners. I got another one. Is this one here, fair use under Title 107, Copyright Restrictions and Fair Use Act. All rights reserved. Material is used for the entertainment and education of others. Material is used by the guardsman. Of course, I have this one. Freedom Forum, freedom of assembly, and freedom of speech protected. Welcome to America. And this one's old. But if you ever see this one come up, it's a situation where you might want to jump backstage with me when we all go, dead stream. If you see it come up. Now, that was only a educational point, but educational for all their fair saying. This is just the one I put up as this kind of my fun. This is to fuck around and be fun about it. Yeah, that happens. Signal sucks. Welcome to the world here. Too many trees in between you and the receiver / emitter thingamajigger. That who's or what's it? So now, I was just saying, you'd think now I got the headphones in the ear and plugged in and whatnot, all the way both sides, I'd actually be able to keep a thought in my brain. They're in a fluster. But no, I got everything I can together, got it all materials are sorted out, and I got a lot of works to do and whatnot. Hey, Pete, good to see you. But yeah, I noticed that when, if I have somebody up on panel, if I have somebody whose stuff I use, I have to utilize that now. I also have to get, put their little tag or whatever thing down in the descripciones and the or the title, because they get weird about it. Welcome to 1984. Big Brother is watching. I swear to God, I'm gonna have me a chicken dinner coming up here soon. I think I got too many roosters in the hen house. Nice. So, yeah, Dixie, if you're watching, Dixie Gunworks, I appreciate what you sent me. It's a good birthday present. I know I purchased it and whatnot, but that's my birthday present to me. And I really appreciate that pistol. It's affectionately named Josephine. And I'm gonna be putting inscription on the handle, on the brass line, not on the scales or nothing, but on the brass line of the handle. I'm gonna put in very shallow scribe in cursive with some sort of a pattern, and it's gonna be just right. And it's Josephine. It's just a beautiful name for a beautiful gun. I like it. I like the gun. It is a beautiful gun. And it is made to walk into the woods and come out the other side. And that is why I have it. So that come what may, 44 will keep them at bay. The air guns are for the hunting. The air guns are for, like, pardon me, survival and whatnot. 44 is for stopping bears, stopping pumas, stopping pigs. That's what it's for. And it's a godsend in my eyes, because it gives me that ability of having that backup. And you always got to have some form of backup. Because 2 is 1 and 1 is none, right? I used to carry 2 rifles into the bush. Now I'm gonna be carrying a rifle and a pistol, and I'm gonna feel comfortable with it because it's a long barrel black powder pistol. I mean, 1, I ain't breaking any laws in any way, shape, or form. 2, it was good enough for my great granddaddy. I says right now, it's good enough for my great granddaddy. Shot himself many a snake and a couple bear with it. So yeah, black powder. And like as I says, I always want to be on the up and up. I will show off what I've got, because I want people to know, hey, there is record of this shit. And yeah, some of us actually live a life of I wish a motherfucker would, because people have learned to be willing to do the most atrocious things to each other without any fear of recourse. And that bleeds down into the natural world. That energy finds its way into the animal kingdom, where there's not enough fuck around and find out. And so there's a lot more fuck around. And it's pretty sad, because, used to be that you could walk through the woods with confidence. Even a 10-year-old child walked through the woods in confidence. Because your daddy would set a pistol on your side and you say, all right. Now, if you have a coyote run up on you, you shoot and you don't stop shooting until that motherfucker's dead. Same thing for that bear. Same thing for that puma. Same thing for whatever do come at you. You shoot till that motherfucker's dead. Because otherwise, he's going to get up and he's going to eat you. Well, as it were, it set me alight, on my life. So I figure, this is how I'm going to do it. I want enough to put it down and humanely. And I will hunt with something that's more comfortable. Or I will train with something that's more comfortable and more compatible, But I want something that's going to do the trick. And because of my own history, because it, being fucked over by the world and by my own government, outright for serious. And I hold to that because it's just the case. I didn't ask to be. I didn't want to be. I didn't look for it. I just got it. I just deal with it. Because it's not like I could do a damn thing about it anyways. So I'm over it. I just work around it. That's one thing about our nation. We will, our national pride. We will find a way around it. Whether that's one side, the other side, over it or under it. We are going around if we cannot go through. And you get a whole lot of get her done up inside. But make you lose your mind sometimes. How about you being held back by the world? I was told you can never have a modern firearm in your life. I says, all right. How do you expect me to hunt? Because the laws don't line up with that. Well, you can do black powder. You can do bow and arrow. All right. I did that for a while, and then I found out I couldn't shoot a bow no more because my body wouldn't handle it. So I says, well, what about these air guns? Well, that's basically the same as a modern firearm if you're going to use that for hunting, as far as legalities are concerned. Okay. But only while hunting. Really? Wait. I don't have to worry about it being, associated with being a firearm if I'm not hunting? An air gun? You've got to be shitting me. All right. I see what y'all's game is. And it's fucking despicable, by the way. But whatever. We'll see how far that goes. That's what my attitude was for it. Just like, see how far that goes. I struggled my fucking happy ass back from being, you have to be unarmed. You have to be this. You have to be that. You have to be a victim. To, motherfucker, I was victimized. I refuse to ever be again. If you step on my toes a little too fucking hard, you might meet Josephine. And that's real. Otherwise, I'll be courteous and kind up to a fault. I'll give you benefit of the doubt that you do not mean what you say. Because I would be nothing but kind to a brother, to a sister. And that's the way as I see people, as brothers and sisters, cousins, relations some way or somehow. You are my relation, whether you like it or not. That's why I says, welcome to the guard, because I guard you and you guard me. we work together in tandem as a community. Beautiful thing. I try to spread knowledge as far as I can. And I look for all the knowledge y'all are willing to throw out there, and I'll sit there and I'll point out things, if I know something y'all don't. If I don't know something y'all don't, and you know something as I don't, I'm humbled and kind, and I'll sit there and I'll be like, well, I'm gonna pay this in mind. Because that's the way it be. That is the way it be. So if you take anything from what my content is, this is my autobiography. This is me just trying to point out this is who I am. This is the people I meet. This is where I've been. And I hold out the hand of friendship to everybody that I can. Because when I was a young buck, I was a fucking hard-headed slob and an asshole. And I was a piece of shit. And I'll be fair and honest. I was a piece of shit. Just because of the way I acted towards people. I felt like I owned the fucking world. And now, I just want my part in it. That's fair and honest. And to everybody out there, that's fair and honest. All I want is my part in it. I don't want nothing more, and I don't think a man should want nothing more. You ask for too much, you might get more than you can handle. I learned a long time ago, it doesn't matter who you are, there's always someone bigger and better than you are out there. Someone who's got that much more fuck around, you're going to find out real fast. Someone who is not so fucking slow to put their foot down as you. I learned that a long ass time ago. So whereas I learned that with friends now and here on the interwebs and brothers and sisters as far as I'm concerned. Hey, you extended a hand of friendship to me, I extended a hand of friendship back. That's the way I've always looked at it. I try to be the first to set forth my hand in friendship. I will always extend a hand in friendship first, but I want you to understand the reason why I shake with my right hand. I shake with my right hand because this is my gun hand. I am showing you I am unarmed and I trust you enough to be able to give you my hand. And that's what that means. It is a big fucking deal. You shake a man's hand. That's what that means behind it. This is my gun hand. In America, this is what a handshake means. All right, fair serious. This is my gun hand. I am handing this to you in an expression of trust. That for this moment in time, we trust each other enough. That's why it's always been, people will reach forward with their dominant hand, whether it's the left or the right. And whoever initiates it is the one who's like, this is actual breakdown of the etiquette of a handshake for you, if you didn't know. Whoever initiates a handshake, you're supposed to go with that hand. You know it. I've had people shake me by the left hand. I'm like, okay. You trust me enough. Okay. That's my non-dominant hand, And this is my dominant hand. This is the one where, if I'm going to pull my pistol, this is the hand you're going to see. So if I'm extending my hand in friendship, this has always been of more than just symbolism to me. Other folks, I'm sure it's all symbolism now, but the fact that my family lived through the Old West and I grew up on this, this was, Grandmama said to me, don't you never shake nobody's hand unless you really trust them. I says, well, Grandma, how am I supposed to do business with someone? She said, think about it, boy. That set my ass down hard. Never shake hands with somebody you can't trust. Which means also don't do business with somebody you can't trust, because you got to close the deal with with a handshake, right? And my grandma was also one to point out, you always shake with your gun hand. It's not just courtesy. That is a sign of absolute trust and faith. I have faith you're not going to fucking shoot me in the chest while I'm reaching out as a handshake. In Old West culture, it was considered the ballsiest move there was. To have the common courtesy to shake a man's hand. If you had the ability to shake a man's hand, people had your respect. You had their respect. And it was all around. And people was like, all right. No. I trust that man. Because he trusted me with his life. Back then, that's how serious it were. You know, this is my gun hand. Or this is my sword hand. You know, going back through the ages. So think about that for a moment while I let that swirl. You know, think about it. It's like you got your gun hand and you're handing that to somebody. You can't draw your pistol now. Right? Well, you can, but it's going to be a bitch. Unless you wear it heels out like I do. But I only wear it heels out as aesthetics. And because that's my preferred draw. Is either the inside cavalry draw or the twist and flick, which is one of my favorites. Is they call it the road agent spin, or the modified road agent spin. Supposedly, the road agent spin was first done to Bill Hickok, and then what's his Fetters taught Bill Hickok how to do the road agent spin, and Bill Hickok refined it to be able to come from a holster, because he would wear two pistols and he'd come from his belt, and sometimes coming straight forwards was quicker than coming, you know, across, draw, or, you know, pull one and pull the other one and switch hands. So what he would do is he'd cross draw with one pistol and fire. Then either he'd twist hand, or the other option was, if he wasn't in a real fast fight, come out the front, flip pistol over, pull hammer back, and fire at the same time. Now, I'm not going to show that off with Josephine, because that pistol is balanced, and at this moment it is loaded, so I'm not going to be messing around with that. Just because the off chance you can indeed, and don't need all that. Hey, just to show you, I am being responsible. Mind-blowing. A man could be responsible, not be a dumbass, even though he's doing these other things. Food for thought. You know, I pay attention to what I'm doing. Now, I'll give you that not everybody pays attention, and that's the major problem. If you ain't paying attention to the world, it's going to slap you in the face when you ain't looking. That is one thing I've learned about the world. They will fuck your shit in if you ain't looking. So when people are talking about, you know, important things, it comes up on my feed, and I listen to it, and I learn. Not like most people that sit there, they listen to it, and they absorb about like 4% of it. No, I get the gist of it. I get the arguments behind it, the political side of it, the apolitical side of it, the concepts and the background history. I told you I'm a nerd. But yeah, for serious though, it's the work that we do in the world. It has an impact. You should put your hands to good works, because putting your hands to good works helps good works blossom. You know, as they say, the devil's in the details. Well, don't let the devil let the devil arise. Don't let him arise. Just be right and happy. You know, do things right. I mean, see what I'm doing here. I'm doing the work, doing the grind, just because I says I was going to do something for somebody, and you know, it's something I could do while I'm sitting here doing nothing. I still got lots of work to do here in the backyard. I got rats to shoot. I got just all sorts of stuff. So, any Hoosiers, y'all, this has been grand. Thank you for coming by, and I appreciate y'all. This has been the EO Freedom Forum, and this has been EO Guardsman Now. And motherfuckers, I am out.